between heaven and earth is a perilous place, home to a fearsome giant race who hunger to conquer the mortals below, waiting for the seeds of revenge to grow.
This is your first 3D movie. Why did you decide to tell this really classic story in such a modern way?
Well, I think, there's a long history of doing this since the Ray Harryhausen films, where, you were doing stop motion animation. At that time, that was state of the art. King Kong was state of the art. So now, the audience's palette has grown, and so has technology. So it was a chance to tell, an epic adventure story with all the creatures and the environments and all that, but utilize some of this new technology. And by doing it in 3D, it just makes it more immersive.
Had you any idea of the challenge it was going to be when you were shooting it?
No, a little bit of an idea. I spent some time talking to James Cameron and Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis about motion capture. I'd been on the set of King Kong when they were shooting that. I was also invited by Scorsese to the set of Hugo, so I watched some of that 3D shooting. So I had a little bit of insight as to what it might be like. But no, it was a big journey from working with the giants on the mocap stage all the way to rendering them in the computer.
Speaking of the giants, they're absolutely terrifying creatures. Was it a lot of work creating them and making them turn out the way they did?
Yeah. But it was also kind of fun. I worked with some terrific actors playing the giants: John Kassir, Ben Daniels, Bill Nighy, who is my second time working with. Because I'm not inherently an animation director, so it was a way for me to direct actors, have them give me a performance. I could edit the performance and then give it to the animators.
Bill Nighy particularly, his voice is absolutely amazing. I heard he used to scream for 20 minutes before coming on set.
Yeah, he did, in his car, yeah.
He also has quite a Northern Irish twang to the accent.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose?
I think it's an accent he's always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think he's wanted to pull this out for a movie one day, so he just decided this is the movie.
Are you ready, my brother?
You'd worked on it with Nicholas Hoult previously. Were you really behind him to take on the role as Jack?
I was, but I had to be sure. So even though he was a favorite choice of mine, I saw many kids before settling with Nick.
Eleanor Tomlinson as Princess Isabel. Were you kind of taking a chance, seeing as she hadn't been in any really big studio movies before this?
Yeah, but I felt immediately her chemistry with Nick was great, and they just felt right on screen together when I tested them together.
And finally, have you got any plans to film in Ireland in the near future?
Now, I've been there recently. I've got a dear friend who's Irish who I've just been hanging out with the last couple of days, and he's showed me an amazing time in Dublin when I was there. So I'd love to go back and find an excuse. I had a blast.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. Ask not whence the thunder comes. For between heaven and earth is a perilous place, home to a fearsome giant race who hunger to conquer the mortals below, waiting for the seeds of revenge to grow.